So welcome to What's Interrupting Your Life? Episode 1. So we really listened to what you had to say, and one of the resounding things that kept coming to us about a topic that women wanted to discuss was
education.
So we took that to heart and really broke that down. We had a whole meeting. We had a whole whackload of topics we wanted to discuss with you, and not to say that we're not going to discuss those with you, but our mindset's kind of changed. Fair to say?
Yeah.
So what we kind of came up with was having older kids being their 20-somethings.
Yeah. So they finished high school and, they're stuck. They're interrupted. They're very interrupted. They may be working and you have your own goals. So your hope was you took them through kindergarten, junior high, high school. They never applied to college, kind of disappointed. And they tell you, okay, in a year they want to work, but that year has passed and now they're in year 2 and year 3. And it's all about getting them to that next step and removing yourself.
So let's talk about what
goals.
we really want to talk about, which
Right.
is getting them the hell out of your house.
Yes. Yeah. And, being successful people in society, their success, not your success. It's their success.
Isn't that such a big statement, though, to talk about their success and not our success?
Yeah.
Because I think as parents, it's really hard not to put our expectations on our kids, and which really kind of makes them feel like a failure, right?
If when they don't meet them. Yeah.
Our expectations are high, especially, I know for me, coming from my, humble beginnings, you always want your kids to excel and go past what you did. But what does that mean for them?
Right. And what happens if they don't want that?
Mm-hmm.
So you bring this beautiful bundle of joy in the world. You set all these goals, because that's what we do. We set all these goals, and then
they get their teens and their assholes.
Yeah. And then now they don't want to do what you want them to do. So it's all about you transitioning and understanding, it's not your goals, it's their goals. But how are you going to help them to get uninterrupted? Right? So that's what we're going to talk about.
Yes. So what do you think? What do you think the number one thing is that a parent can do to help uninterrupt their son or daughter, or however that person identifies?
I feel number one is you need to talk to your child. Talk to them. You need to talk where you're listening. So it's not talking and you're on your phone, WhatsApping, Instagramming. No, you're actually sitting and you're having a conversation and you're talking. You're listening to them. You're listening to their dreams. I know for myself, my tool with my own son is we go for a drive. So we go, because I have to concentrate on the road, but I have to listen, right? And he can't get out of the car. And that strategy, yeah, you just go for a nice country drive and you talk and you find...
He so knows that this is your strategy now, just so you know.
Yeah, he does know.
He's never getting in the car again.
But yes, that's my strategy.
The other point to that is, for me anyway, is I think we like to talk, but not... And when we think we're listening, just because you have a gap in between, you really need to kind of shut your brain down and actually listen.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about, as words are coming out of their mouth, what your next answer is going to be already. Right. You kind of need to take it in. That's a skill that's really hard to learn.
It is.
Right? We have that skill because we do counseling.
Yeah. So we have to listen.
Yeah. We don't always have to remember. I'm really bad at not remembering.
That would be your paraphrasing skill. But yes, that would be number one, is making sure that you are taking the time to listen to your child or your individual who you are parenting.
So if we take, let's do a little use this as a teachable moment.
Yeah.
Right? In terms of our counseling skills, what does that look like? What does a listening conversation look like when you're having it with your kid? What are some of the skills you're going to use? We know them with the jargon of paraphrasing and reflective, and what does that mean?
And what does it look like?
Yeah.
So it's being, I'm going to use my example of being in the car. The radio's off, right? I'm nodding because I'm able to nod, and I'll say, yeah, oh, that sounds interesting. Tell me more.
You're not going to shut them down. We're going to ask open-ended questions, which again is probably jargon. an open-ended question is not a question that they can answer with a yes or no, unless you need that kind of question.
Right. We're going to provide you with an example of what being an active listener as a parent would look like and sound like.
Do you know what I want to take this to?
Yeah.
This is a college thing. If you went to college for any kind of social services, you recorded yourself doing this at some point in your life.
Yes, you did, because that's part of our assignment.
So one of the things we're going to show you active listening. I'm going to show you that I'm aware of any of Hazel's non-verbal communication. She's going to maybe look tense or pissed off. And then also building rapport. I think one of the things that we really, really needed to understand was using your relationship with your kid. Not using your relationship like, I'm your mother, and if you walk away, I could just die of a heart attack. My mom used to use that all the time. When we were leaving in the morning, didn't want to kiss her goodbye. She'd be like, I could be dead when you get home. She got a kiss every morning. So it worked.
But that's not a healthy strategy to use.
No. So this is our role play. Mm-hmm. Wendy, this is a real fake one because Wendy doesn't, this is the only place I'm going to drive. So Hazel.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about school and what are your thoughts on that?
Sucks. I don't want to go to school. Why are you talking to me about this stupidness?
I get it. It does probably feel really stupid. You've been out for a year or two now, and I know you're working, and it probably does feel really stupid.
Well, I'm making money. I give you a little change every month, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the big deal?
You definitely do that, and you definitely help out, and I see what a great worker you are. What I'm hoping is that you don't have to work that hard for the rest of your life. And I know one of the things that allows you to do that is a higher education.
Well, who told you that? I have friends who didn't go to school and they're making over $100,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And they never got a college education. They don't have a university education. So who's to say that can't happen for me?
Right. Pause. So what we're going to want to do right now is say, get the fuck out of my car. You're going to want to nudge her out. Because emotions are going to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Right? Emotions are, you're thinking, oh my God, this kid is never going to do anything with their life. How am I going to do this? And what is everybody else thinking? Because as parents, we feel judged all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we're not going to do that. I'm not going to check her out of my car. We're going to go back into the car now. Wow, you're right. You're absolutely right. I think some of your friends do make lots of money. How do you think you're going to do that? What's your plan? Because I'm really excited you're going to make $100,000 a year.
I'm not sure yet. I'm not even sure of what I really and truly want to do. Right?
That's really confusing. I could get how that would be really hard. Mm-hmm. And trying to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life at your age is a really hard thing to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I was thinking? Maybe we could go to like an employment counselor or somebody at somebody in the college that might be able to give us some further information on maybe something that interests you. Because right now I don't think you know what you're really interested in, and it's hard to know that at 22 years old. What do you think?
Are you gonna come with me?
Of course I'll come with you. If you want me to come with you, you know I got your back.
Okay. Sure, we can do that.
Perfect. I love you. I don't want to throw you out of my car anymore.
Yay, Mom!
Every conversation's not going to go that easily, but what we did give you was some of the tools of how to keep your cool. You're going to feel like doing those things. I know even working in a group home that we work in, and in my career over the years, one of the things that we have as parents and as an adult, even though these are adult children, is to stay calm on the outside. If we're calm, they're going to be calm.
Yeah.
Right? I have perfected the screaming in my head, but using a therapeutic tone on the outside. Mm-hmm. That takes years of thing. But you have those years of experience. You're a mom or you're a dad. So just try to keep it together. When you're having that next conversation with your son or daughter or however that person identifies, when you're having those conversations with them, just try to remember, it's not easy when you're trying to make up your mind, and there's so many pressures nowadays for them. Pressures that we never had.
Yeah.
Because I know when I was a kid, now I'm going to totally let go of my age here. You went to a job, you filled in an application, and you went home. There was no interview per thing. Did you have interviews?
Yeah, I had interviews.
We had no interviews. No interviews. You could go, and by the time you got home, somebody had called you already.
Well, and times have changed.
Right?
Right? They're competing against so many people.
They're doing like phone interviews and
screenings online.
Yeah.
Through apps. So it's very different for our young people today. And even the young kids that are coming up right now, it's very different. They're coming into a different generation of experiences. And we need to change our parenting to match that.
We do. One of the key things that we didn't mention, but I did a lot of, I don't know if it comes to me very naturally now, is validation. Validation is aligning yourself with that person, essentially saying, I get it, I know that really sucks, and I know how it feels. You can take the heat out of a situation so quick. I've seen it happen. I know it sounds so simple, but when somebody feels like you align with them when they're upset or frustrated, you take the wind out of their sails. So validation is really important. If you don't know about validation, DM us. We'd love to give you some information on it.
Well, that's our wrap for today. We're going to say thank you for watching What's Interrupting Your Life, and see you next week.
Mwah.